Good morning, beautiful beings. Thank you for tuning in. I wanted to share something today that might evolve into something else, but I feel that it's been quite relevant for some time. So I think we can all feel things shifting and the polarities of what's happening within us and outside of us. And the biggest risk to this is that we all have our own version of what we feel is going on. And that has caused so much segregation and judgment and separation from each other. So what we're picking up is that there's this shifting, this polarity happening, and we have different versions or different language to describe what we think is happening. So we can all feel as much darkness as we can light, as much love as we can fear, as much opportunity as we can sabotage or restriction or depreciation or oppression. Now, what we think is important, or what our mind and our ego think is important, is what version of that feeling is relevant to us. So whether we want to represent the darkness as the government, or as the elitist groups, or religion, or people's emotions, or anger and fear and hate, it doesn't matter. What matters is that we're all collectively feeling shadowy darkness around us, but we also know that there's love there. And love might be connection, nature, each other, intimacy, and all this beautiful abundance. That segregation that has happened, probably for most of the year, is also a distraction. Another person's version of what they feel that darkness is not opposing to what I feel, but is reinforcing and complementing the same ideas. If we segregate now, because the language is different or the theory is different, then that distraction will lead us down a path that is away from our own evolution. And that control mechanism is there to keep us away from our own truth, from our own version of abundance. My words and my own version of abundance and truth might be different to yours. And that's not only okay, that's beautiful. That shows that we're individually expressing our own take on what's going on. And shouldn't be grounds for us to debate or oppose or resist someone else's truth. We are moving away from a paradigm that says we are connected because we are the same. We don't have to be the same as anything or anyone else to feel connected to it or to them. Now, the way that we can start to choose the timelines and the version of the world that we want to align with is so simple that your ego and your mind will not like it. The way to align with abundance, freedom, and truth is to simply allow it to happen and get out of the way. If our mind doesn't comprehend where we're going, then that's a good sign. Because what happens in an evolutionary sense, in an intuitive sense, is our body and our environment know where we're going before we are, before we do, and certainly before our mind. Have you ever felt something so deep in you that you knew you had to follow it, and it took your mind years to figure out why? That's what's happening. If we get out of the way and stop sabotaging our own evolution, our own creation, then we can just allow it to happen. It doesn't have to be hard or even easy. It doesn't have to be through suffering and struggle anymore. We just have to be okay with it, allow it to happen through us, allow the universe to upgrade itself through us, not because of us, not because we're worthy or not because we're ready, but because it's already happening. And if we allow it, we also allow the idea that we are worthy of it to come through. If your mind doesn't like that, then that's great, because your mind is not there to lead the path towards evolution. Your mind keeps you safe by analyzing and sorting through problems. But we need to follow our intuition. We need to align with our creative source energy that is more intelligent and more intuitive than our minds could ever comprehend, and let our minds catch up. Because what our mind's really good at is pulling out the fear of what's already starting to happen. But if we spend our time judging and opposing and choosing fear in this process, then we will align with a timeline towards more fear and control. If you spend your time blaming the government, blaming other people, blaming whoever you think is in charge of this split, then you will align with them, because they have now taken some of your power. It is okay to be understanding and respectful of this polarity, but still gently and with ease align with a timeline away from fear and control. And that doesn't mean shouting to the heavens about what you think is right and what you're aligning to. It's a personal choice, and it's going to happen in a very individual, personal way. Me aligning with my truth is going to feel completely different than your alignment. We're going to have to go through completely different struggles, or we'll have to let go of completely different old paradigms, but we will still meet each other in the same frequency. And all we can hope for is that when I align with my own version of truth and love and abundance, that I will see you all there in your own version of truth and love and alignment and abundance. Knowing that that's what will keep us connected, not because we're sharing values and we're sharing ideas about what we think is going on. I really feel that we're moving out of a mind space and into a heart space, so that we can be surprised and present in the moment and allow our minds to be there as an ally, but not as the rulers in charge of our evolution. If anything, look to your environment, look to nature, look to your body for the truth. When you immerse yourself in nature, you don't see fear and control and governments taking over. You see abundance and change and adaptation that's necessary. Your body shows you what needs to be upgraded, what needs to be relaxed and changed and reviewed. Your body is showing you that. Most of the time, your body is showing you where you can get out of the way of its own healing, upgrading, adaptation. if we blame the environmental changes for the way that we feel in our bodies, we're still not acknowledging and accepting what is happening. Your body has already adapted to pesticides. It has already adapted to 5G and all these other parts of what we feel is going on is relating to us being oppressed. But your mind is still catching up to what already is. Nature and your body can adapt together in alignment with what they need. There will always be a way to thrive. And our only job is to get out of the way of what our body and nature are trying to tell us. Is that we are abundance, we are truth, we are love, we are freedom and fun and joy. And I hope that I can meet you all there. But now is the time to get out of the way and allow it to come through you. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. I will see you again soon, hopefully soon, and all the best and so much love to each and every one of you. Bye.